How many families are traveling pain because of the husbands who are not industrious enough? Welcome to One Truth, and thank you for joining me today. And here we are building families for eternity, and our mission is to keep you motivated and encouraged. Are you new to the channel? Please consider to subscribe and shout out the comment, and lastly, to give us a like. That would be greatly appreciated. So we are going through this wonderful book, Adventist Home, and today we'll be looking at this title: The Prospective Husband Should Be Thrifty and Industrious. Most of the times we tend to look at the women that they have to know the home duties, but what about the husbands? It is very important that they have to learn this. I've often realized and seen some other families in which the young man is so eager to get married, but now as he's so eager to do that, there are some aspects which are very important. He doesn't consider that he is still living under the roof of his parents. And the parents are the ones who are providing for him. But he says, I want to marry, I want a woman. What are you going to give her? And as we look at all this, because they are just driven by infatuation, they can't even hold themselves and they run to marriage without being prepared mentally, physically, financially. So these aspects, they need to be valued in a very close look. So as we look at this, they tend to have a lot of problems because these kind of men, most of the times, they are mama's boys. Each and everything that happens, they run to their mothers to complain. And if you will have to have a problem with his wife, he runs straight to the mother to tell this and this happened. So all these kind of things, they need to be valued. And today, as we are looking at the prospective husband that is supposed to be industrious enough, what if these parents who are always supporting him die? Or what if his work finishes? What strategy or what skill does he have that he can carry forward the family? In earlier times, custom required the bridegroom, before the ratification of a marriage engagement, to pay a sum of money or its equivalent in other property, according to his circumstances, to the father of his wife. This was regarded as a safeguard to the marriage relation. Fathers did not think it safe to trust the happiness of their daughters to men who had not made provision for the support of a family. If they had not sufficient thrift and energy to manage business and acquire cattle or lands, it was feared that their life would prove worthless. But provision was made to test those who had nothing to pay for a wife. They were permitted to labor for the father whose daughter they loved. The length of time being regulated by the value of the dowry required. When the suitor was faithful in his services and proved in other respect worth, he obtained the daughter as his wife. And generally, the dowry which the father had received was given here at a marriage. So this is very important that as we look at nowadays, the parents, they tend to misuse this. Now dowry has become a source of income in many families. You look at that, some other families, I saw that in this family, this lady, she got married, and after some time, she divorced the husband. She got married again, and when she got married again, then the second husband had to pay the dowry up until the third husband. So now this thing is now becoming a business, but which was not supposed to be the case. So as look at the dowry, was supposed to be the young man was to prove himself that he is worthy enough to take this lady, and he had to prove himself by paying a dowry to the family, to the father of the daughter and the mother. So if he does pay that, then the parents, they are going to take all that money that he has paid and keep it. They don't eat it, but they keep it up until the time when they are married. And in the time when they get married, then they come, they present all that they got, and then they give it in the time of marriage. This was a very wise step of the parents that they took. But nowadays, the parents, they are calling millions and millions of their daughters. But they don't realize that they did not teach very well their children. And as a result, a year down the line, they are already crying. They want to come back home. So as we look at this, dowry is not supposed to be something that the parents, they have to get and eat for themselves, but it has to be given to the son-in-law and to their daughter, so that when they are there, they will be able to sustain themselves. So it was a way of proving that he is able to provide. The ancient custom, though sometimes abused, as by Laban, was productive of good results. When the suitor was required to render service to secure his bride, a hasty marriage was prevented, and there was opportunity to test the depth of his affections as well as his ability to provide for a family. In our time, many evils result from pursuing an opposite course. As we have already been given the example of Laban, that when Jacob came in to say that he wants to marry Rachel, he had to work for 7 years. And in that time, he was being prepared mentally, physically, and as he was prepared in this way, he was able to value his wife. So most of the times, these hasty marriages, they don't last. But these ones which take long, they last because they will develop that affection towards each other. And secondly, now also even looking at the way how they converse with each other, their bond is going to be strong. But if it fails to be very strong, then it means to say that their marriage, when it's severely tested, it's going to fail. But if the hasty marriages are discouraged and they are prevented, then it makes a room for both parties to develop and to be prepared mentally, so that when that time comes, they are ready to jump in to the boat. No man is excusable for being without financial ability. Of many, a man may be said, he is kind, amiable, generous, a good man, a Christian, but he is not qualified to manage his own business. As far as the outlay of means is concerned, he is a mere child. He has not been brought up by his parents to understand and to practice the principles of self-support. So this is very important that the children, they have to be taught and well vexed with this subject, so that when the time comes, they will be able to support themselves and to support the next person. But if they fail to support themselves on their own, then it means to say that they are not prepared enough. I look forward to seeing you on the next stream, and we have already looked at the aspects of marriage. You can check down below on the description. I'll leave the link in there, and we have got the subject, the Christian couple, which is preparing you mentally, physically, and as we look at all these aspects, we need to value them with a very jealous eye. I look forward to seeing you on the next stream. Have yourself a wonderful day.